A lot of my clients and a lot of people on social media are asking me, Theo, what were the symptoms that you struggled with? What brought you to that path of healing yourself and now helping other people? So one of the main symptoms that I had in my career when I was a professional soccer player here in Germany was that I had an unexplained fatigue and weakness. And the biggest problem with that is when you're a competitor, when you're a professional athlete, you know in your body when there's something wrong, and you also feel every single percentage that is going down in your body. You always feel that. So let's say you're at 100% of your capabilities, of your performance, and you only lose 1%. As a professional athlete, you feel every single percent that you lose and why you don't feel good. You feel that when you're waking up. You feel that in your recovery. You feel that when you're going to training, and you feel that in your actual performance when you're on the pitch or when you're on in the stadium or wherever you are, wherever you might train, whatever it's a single sport, whatever it's a ball sport, whatever you're doing. So professional athletes, they're so fine-tuned in their bodies that they feel every single percentage that they actually lose. And the problem is with fatigue and weakness, that's not only 1%. That could feel like you're down 50% of your actual performance that you can have. And the even bigger problem with that is that if you don't get your energy back, or if you have these energy and fatigue and weakness problems, you never get to your true performance. You can never really show what's in you. You can never show what you got. You can never show your abilities and your skills and your true talent, because you're just not healthy enough to prove that and to show that, and even to make enough money with it, because you also have a limited time in your career, obviously, unless you're playing chess. The problem with that was when I had that fatigue and that weakness in my limbs, for me, it felt like I was carrying a 20 kilogram vest with me. So I was feeling like I don't have any strength in my body anymore. I felt like I played soccer, so I felt like I don't want to do a tackle. I don't want to use my body. I just want to pass the ball, play the ball. And the good thing actually for me was I wasn't a very physical player. I was more of a technical player. I had good vision, I had good passing, I had a good first contact. I had a good free kicks, good standards. That were my biggest strength. So I didn't need my physical abilities so much. So nobody even realized when I didn't feel good. I also remember one game where I got subbed in. To this day, I don't even know how I did it actually. I felt so weak. I felt so weak. I got subbed in. After every sprint, after every tackle that I did, I felt like I don't want to get up anymore. But I even played good at that game because I was just a very technical player. But after that game, I was like, how did I even do that? It was at a level where I felt like I'm at maybe 40%, 30% of my 100% capabilities. That's how I actually felt. And to this day now, I actually feel a little bit sad about the fact that I could never show my whole talent. But it's okay. I got a different path, and the path that I chose is much better for me right now, and I love what I'm doing. But that's the only thing that I'm a little bit sad about, because I think I was a quite talented player and I love the game, but it is what it is, right? So the thing is, with that kind of fatigue, you feel like the problem with that fatigue is it's never changing, it's never fluctuating. You just always feel tired. You always feel tired. You never have strength in your body. If you do gym training, you feel like when you're doing bench press 40 kgs, you feel like you're doing 100 because you don't have so much strength in your body. And it's just never getting better or never getting worse. It just stays the same. Doesn't matter how you sleep, doesn't matter how you recover. It always stays the same, and you go to your doctor and they test for everything. They test your blood. Everything comes back fine. They never find anything wrong. They say to you, you look fine on the blood work. We don't know what's going on with you. Then they say even, maybe it's all in your head. You shouldn't think about it too much. Then you go to alternative ways. They take more blood. They still don't know what's going on with you. And Then you go to the doctor shopping path where you go to alternative doctor, chiropractors, naturopath, psychologists, psychiatrists. You try every single route, but in the end, you still don't get any answers on why you actually feel that tired, on why you feel so weak in your limbs, in your body, why you lost your whole strength basically. And then you're desperate and then you don't know what's going on anymore. And I know exactly how that feels because that was the same with me. But let me explain to you what's actually going on in your body when you have that unexplained weakness, that unexplained fatigue that is not alleviating, that is not getting better no matter what you're doing. What's going on there is that your nervous system, your central nervous system is inflamed. And if your central nervous system is inflamed, that can drain your whole energy and that can make you feel extremely weak. It can make you feel like if you're carrying a 20-kilogram vest with you. That's how I felt. And the reason for that inflamed nervous system is a virus in your body. And that virus is the Epstein-Barr virus that is mainly sitting in your liver. That's a liver, if you didn't know. So that virus is sitting in your liver and it's releasing neurotoxins constantly. And these neurotoxins are highly allergic to nerves and they can actually inflame nerves. They can inflame your central nervous system. And if you have an inflamed central nervous system, that can lead to that fatigue that you have. That can even lead to people that are bed-bound because they have something called chronic fatigue syndrome or CFS or MS. That's what's happening as well. That's just depending on what kind of variety of viruses you have, also what kind of heavy metals you have in your system as well, and how severe the inflammation you have in your central nervous system, also specifically in your brain. That's depending on how strong your fatigue and your weakness is getting. And that's what I had as well, as I explained. And I got rid of that Epstein-Barr virus in my system. And by doing that, you can actually also heal your central nervous system and get your energy back. And that was the only thing that I wanted at that time. Because if you train your whole life for being a pro athlete, then you're at that stage being a pro athlete. You're making good money even maybe. You're so happy with that, what you achieved, because you worked hard your whole life for it. And then you are at that stage and then you're not healthy. You feel chronically sick, nobody can help you, nobody knows what to do with you, and you're completely desperate and you don't know what's going on anymore. And until I found out about that I have to take care of the Epstein-Barr virus, I knew that first of all, I knew what was going on, which was pretty helpful because otherwise it was like I'm just completely in the dark about my symptoms. And then when I approached that, I actually got my energy back and I could play again without these chronic symptoms that I had. And the only thing that I wanted to achieve at that time is I wanted to play soccer again without these chronic symptoms. That was my only goal. I didn't even care about money or anything. I just lost fun in my sport. I didn't want to do it anymore because it was just horrible to train every day with symptoms. It's horrible. You see everybody else running around, eating whatever they want. They feel good. They make jokes all the time, but you're just sitting there fatigued, weakness, maybe even brain fog, and then you're like, I don't know how longer I can do that anymore. And I personally had to stop if it would have been continued like that. So I had it for around 6 months to 1 year with ups and downs. But if it would have continued like that, I honestly would have said, I can't do it anymore. But I was able to heal that. And given the fact that these things are very individual for everybody, because the situation is different sports, different diets, different circumstances, I offer everybody with these kind of symptoms or chronic symptoms that you might have as a professional athlete, I offer everybody a free discovery call. All that you have to do is to go to my website, www.theobergmann.com. That link is also in the description. And in that call, we will give you a call for 10 to 15 minutes to figure out, first of all, if and how I can help you. And if we see, okay, this is something where I can help you with, then we would move on to a next call, which is a strategy call, so to say, which is kind of like an initial consultation where we would show you a specific strategy on how you can get rid of that virus, how you can strengthen your nervous system, and how you can get your energy back. That's what we would do specifically. And I would highly recommend you doing that, because if you don't do that, if you don't take action about your fatigue and your weakness and your chronic health problems as a professional athlete, if you don't do that, basically, first of all, you're not getting better, obviously, because you're not attacking the root cause of what's going on in your body. So you're not getting better. Secondly, if you're not getting better, you can never reach your full potential. If you can never reach your full potential, you feel sad, first of all, because you want to prove that you're actually talented, that you're good at what you're doing. But on top of that, you're going to lose lots of money. It's just a fact. You're going to lose so much money if you're not healthy in your career. Maybe you're even young, maybe you're even in your 20s, and you can do that for 10 or 15 more years, where you can make loads of money for you, for your family, for your kids, for your wife. You can provide for everybody. And if you're not healthy, if you're not in a form and where you not have your complete health to be able to perform as you like to, then that's not going to happen, and you will never reach your full potential, and you will never make the money you want to have or you want to do, and then you have to work for the rest of your life, or maybe you have to look out for another job right now because you can't do that any longer. Okay? That's actually what can happen. So I would highly recommend you doing that. Book your free discovery call. Link is in the description under that video, and see you in the next video. Thank you for listening. See you. Bye-bye.